All right, we're back live with aerial footage from Dolone, just a neighboring town or village, I'd say a historic village with narrow cobbled streets just adjoining to Courmayeur. On the right side of your image, you have Courmayeur, the Bretonne Mountain, and the massif of the Mont-Blanc and the Dent au Géant, the tooth of the giant there in front of you. So this is Catherine Poletti. She makes a presentation to the crowd here at the start.
On the left on your screen of Catherine, you can see half him now, Alberto. He's the in charge of the trailers, the Courmayeur. So his organization is hosting the start line of both the TDS and the CCC. We're going to have a tremendous amount of coverage this year, and that's partly down to all the many ways in which we're actually going to be carrying cameras out on the course, from helicopters, drones. We've got riders on electric bikes. We've also got some runners running with cameras, including Sebastian Chéniaud. So yes, we are going to have tremendous footage for you throughout the rest of this week, the next 4 days.
Yeah, you can see this gentleman right in front with the cameras.
Yes.
In front and behind him, ready to bring you great images. Here are the families that are here supporting their runners.
Go Ludo, get the crowd fired up and ready to go.
Music is a big part of these events and the start. Each event has its own theme song to be played at the start of the event.
3 minutes until the start of the 2018 TDS. You ready for the countdown, Randy?
I'm ready with you, Keith.
Here goes the music from the Pirates of the Caribbean. Bye!
Go, 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 go!
Yeehaw!
The start has begun. They're off. Just wave at them. I just want to wave.
Yeah.
Wave. Go, guys, go.
Straight into the bottleneck because they go right down. This race goes right down the high street in Courmayeur, unlike CCC, which goes further round. So yeah, straight down the high street.
And yeah, there's a bottleneck right at the start, as you say.
Yes.
And as you see, people are just walking through. But for these folks, they'll have plenty of time to run.
It's no bad thing.
No bad thing.
And there are a lot of running sticks. So they are, you can see some holding in the hands. A lot of people will have them in their backpacks. But yeah, they will not be deployed for use at this stage.
Okay, look for your friends out here. You may catch a glimpse of them right here.
Thank you to be here. So it's now your turn.
It's the masses, but they're just having a lot of fun. Every one of them. You can just see it that they're ready for the day. Look how they're dressed. They all have the mandatory equipment in their packs. They're ready for the sun. They're ready for the rain. They're ready for whatever is coming at them. They're going to have the food they need, the drink.
They just want to get running now. So once they reach Dolone, they'll kind of get a little bit of a flat section to run, and then the first climb.
Yeah, the first climb is on a jeep road of sorts, and
switchbacks. Yeah,
with switchbacks, but plenty of room to move at the pace you want to go. Here we go. Here are the front runners. This is some of this new footage. It's terrific.
The guys on the electric bike. Yes.
And they're at the far end of the high street here in Courmayeur.
olandese à Chamonix verso le 21h30 questa sera. Bien sûr, le rendez-vous c'est toujours ici à 10h pour le départ de la YCC.
Just running comfortably, you can see them just striding away, just tapping it out, getting it done. So much energy, so much excitement. These runners do something called a taper at the very tail end of the race, or tail end of their training, where they stay quiet, and so they build up a great deal of excitement for the first part of the race.
So they're on the short descent now, coming back down towards kind of the main junction near the bus station in Courmayeur.
Yes, and then they'll head from there down across the river and over to Dolon.
Yeah.
Enjoy your race. I will see you all at the finish line in Chamonix.
And the family members remain back behind. Some will run down to catch a glimpse of them here.
And a lot of support crews as well. So those guys who've been at the start line now will head on to agreed locations on the course where they're allowed to help and with their crew. So we'll see them as the day goes on in the aid stations.
Yeah, the race organization has done a great job by providing buses to take family and friends to various points. These roads can be difficult to travel, and the transportation system is just a wonderful way to get around and see the countryside as well as your runner.
So, and also if you were at the start line, you could just quickly dive around here to get to see the runners again almost immediately and see who's going off early, setting an early pace. Quite a lot of runners together, we would expect that before the first climb. And we know that our friend Giacomo is up at the first kind of checkpoint up at Col Chacru, Maison Vieille. So Giacomo and the crew will be up there to give them a warm welcome as they work their way up the mountain before reaching the border between Italy and France.
Beautiful streets filled with flowers, great decorations. And here they come right by the bus station, as you mentioned, and onward, just striding it out.
Yeah, so you're going to drop down now under the bridge, down across the river, as Randy said, past the sports stadium, which will be a huge checkpoint in the UTMB kind of later on this week. But in the meantime, these guys are going to then through the village of Dolon, and then they begin the first climb of the day. 7,000 or just under 7,000 meters of positive elevation for this race today.
So those of you who have been watching this in other years, you may remember that this race starts usually in the dark at 6 a.m. and all we'd see in this section would be the headlamps and very little of the surrounding area. So this gives you a great chance to see what the terrain is like, what the surrounding hillsides are like. Tomorrow will be another race, but Friday morning there will be a race starting at the same location, the CCC. It will go counterclockwise as opposed to clockwise around the mountain, and we'll get another view from that area that mountain you see in the background there. That big piece of granite rock sticking up that's part of the way up to the Refuge Breton.
Stunning location, and also this morning as we were walking down here to the studio, the clear sky, the glacier just looking incredible on the Mont-Blanc on the French side, but you see there the sunny side of the Mont-Blanc there. And the split screen now, the right screen is showing the village of Dolon with the stone, kind of the slate roofs, which is an iconic look for the whole of the Aosta Valley. So this Tuile, as they would call it in patois, which is kind of the local dialect that they speak here. So yeah, so that's a very iconic look to all the roofs in this area.
Yeah, for those who are visitors, it's quite a strange look. You just can't imagine how they make a roof out of slate like that, but it must be readily available and easy enough to do. It looks like a big jigsaw puzzle, if you ask me.
Yeah, then you have some where they're just almost like blocks of that on the roof as well. But that helps break up the snow, I think, in the winter, as well as making sure the roof, even in the highest winds, is going nowhere.
Yeah, no question about that.